Hello, viewers at home. Welcome back to another married talk show. If marriage actually requires a hard work. Today's episode is episode 10. And in the house today, I have my wonderful guest who will be sharing his own wealth of wisdom with us. I have Mr. Adebola in the house, and he will be helping us today to talk to married couples and unmarried young adults. And if you're new to this show, welcome. We would really like to give you a shout out. Let us know where you're joining from. And thank you so much for joining today's show. Mr. Adebola. Thank you so much, sir, for joining the show today. I know it's been a lot of back and forth, your busy schedule and all that. And we really appreciate all you do for your family. And thank you so much for taking out of the to be here today and for choosing this show to share your own wealth of wisdom with our viewers at home. You have anything you want to say before we dive in, right?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, let's have fun.
Wow, that's good. Let's have fun. Actually, today's edition is going to be edition 10. So we've had a lot of people come on the show and we've put them on the hot seat. So to dive in, I always ask my guests two questions and I'll let you drive the show today. So my first question to you, sir, is going to be, what do you think marriage is all about? And do you think marriage actually requires a hard work? And you'll be talking to two set of people today. You'll be talking to young unmarried adults out there that are looking into embracing this wonderful institution called marriage. And you'll also be talking to the married couples at home. We want them to stay married. So we need them to be able to gain from today's show. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so I think I'll start with what marriage is all about. Yeah, I think to me personally, I think marriage is all about sex. So because of course, marriage is two people coming together. They're from different backgrounds, different upbringing, different thought process. And then they're coming together to live together as husband and wife.
Hmm.
So you need to make a lot of sacrifice for it to work, because now as a married couple, now you no longer have to think about just yourself
Hmm.
when making decisions, when planning, and like you need to also consider your spouse.
Wow.
So, for instance, you're applying for a job, and your wife or your husband doesn't like cold weather.
Hmm.
So when apply for jobs too, because you don't mind, but because the other party
Hmm.
minds and doesn't like it, so
Hmm.
it's something you need to also put into consideration. So once you get married, your thought process should change. You shouldn't just think about me, me, me. You should think about us, like you and your partner. Um, yeah, and I think marriage also requires compromise,
Wow.
because you typically, you have a way you reason, you have a way you want to get your things done or things you want to do, but your spouse might see it differently. Your spouse might want something else, might like something else. So it requires give and take.
Hmm.
Sometimes you might have a way, but some other times you might need to let your spouse have their way.
Wow.
So so it requires a lot of compromise, because lots of you might try to convince your spouse, oh, let's do that, but it's not always going to fly. So sometimes you might just have to let it go for peace to reign and all that. Yeah. um what else?
I know you still have a lot. I don't want to pick you up now, but I just wanted to flow. I know you still have a lot of wealth of wisdom there. So our viewers at home want to learn so much from you.
Yeah. So I think I can probably come back also going to the other question of, is marriage hard work? Yeah, so I also feel for marriage to be successful,
Hmm.
you need to meet your spouse's needs.
Hmm.
So you need to also be able to prioritize your spouse and okay,
Hmm.
what they need.
Hmm.
So you shouldn't just focus on your own needs. You should also focus on how your spouse's needs are going to be met.
What?
Um, yeah. Also, so and of course, needs come in various forms: physical, financial, emotional. So you need to actually figure out what the needs of your spouses
Hmm.
is, because of course sometimes they won't verbalize it. They won't tell you, "Oh, this is what I want" or "This is what I need," but you need to have a way to figure that out and work on meeting those needs.
Hmm.
So so I think that's also part of the hard work,
Hmm.
because now you are not just
Thinking about yourself.
thinking about
Hmm.
yourself. You're
Hmm.
also thinking about your spouse and thinking about how to meet, figuring what their needs are, because they will not
Hmm.
always say it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you need to try to figure out what those needs are and then how to meet the needs. Also, for marriage to be successful, you need love.
Hmm.
And yeah, of course you can. Oh, I love you. That's it's all good, but I think people also interpret love in different ways.
Hmm.
So you also need to understand what your wife's or your husband's love language is.
Hmm. Hmm.
How do they want to be loved?
Hmm.
So you might like to be loved in a certain way, but that's not what your spouse understands by love. So you need to. So you might think, oh, I'm doing what I should do. This is how I know how to express love, but your spouse's way of receiving it might be different.
Hmm.
So you need to. So it's just going to be like a wasted effort if you just keep doing, what you think. Oh, this is how to express, and but the other person is not receiving it.
Hmm.
So I think that's one key thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Also, agreements in marriage. Okay, like the Bible says, can two work together except they agree? Um, husband and wife also need to be in agreement on, of course, on a lot of key issues. So I think that's another thing that causes breakdown in marriages, that causes quarrel if both parties are not in agreement on a lot of key issues. Of course, spouses might not be 100% in agreement, but I think at least there are probably some key things they should agree on for everything to go smoothly. Um, and then I think respect is also important in a marriage, like husband respecting the wife, and it does not have to be like, oh, the kind of respect we have back home, like, oh, kneel down. It doesn't have to be that, but it just show respect your spouse, and yeah, respect their wishes, respect what the how do I put it? Yeah, just respect in general. Um, and the thing, what?
Yeah, that's a lot. For Western language from you.
Yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, so I think it's it's hard work because you need to prioritize your spouse,
Hmm.
and of course, you need to be intentional. It's
Wow.
not just, it's a journey, right? It's not just something you just come into and
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
just freestyle. You need
Hmm.
to know, okay, what do
Hmm.
you actually want
Hmm.
in a marriage? How do you want your marriage to be?
Hmm.
And then you need to work towards having that.
Hmm.
So you don't just, oh yeah, we're married
Hmm.
and that's it, and you just let everything just go. But you need to have a picture of
Hmm.
what, how do you picture your marriage? How do you picture your home? And then what do you need to put in place to
Hmm.
have that, and of course daily work towards achieving that wish.
Wow. That's a whole lot of word of wisdom that you said, sir. And like I said again, this show is for young unmarried adults that are looking forward to embrace this institution called marriage, and it's also for the married couples. But I think our elders don't do enough in preparing our young adults out there about what marriage is all about. You said a lot of stuff. You talk about compromise, you talk about respect, you talk about being intentional, you talk about sacrifice. And when our young adults are going into a relationship, maybe the guy now, they tend to overdo things in terms of making them feel, oh, all this butterfly in my tummy. And when they get married to them, that stops. And that gives the partner shock that, oh my God, you don't do this. You used to do this when we were cutting, when we were dating, and they don't verbalize it. They tend to make them feel, oh, this is how it's gonna be. Even though I know marriage, as in being married, dating your own can be a party. What I mean by party is it can be a butterfly in your tummy for both people in the marriage.
Yeah.
But what would be your advice to young adults out there that just feel, oh, this guy is doing this, and the guy cannot even consistently maintain that, but they set themselves up. And also for our elders out there, they are ready to push the young adults. Go marry. Who are you dating? Bring somebody home. Especially the pressure is so much on ladies, but they don't sit down to tell them that this guy you're saying now with all this butterfly is not gonna last. You need to look beyond the butterfly and look at the inner virtue, because you can't just pick somebody. Like you said there's a lifetime journey. So what would be your advice for young people out there thinking, oh, he cares so much about me, he loves me, I don't have to do anything, it's just gonna be like this, and they get married and they get the cultural shock, and here we go, boom, divorce.
Yeah. So I think I would say, of course, at the onset of the relationship or dating, there must have been some things, aside from the butterfly, there must have been some things they saw in the person to decide, okay, I want to go on this journey with this person. So even when they get married and, yeah, the butterflies are no longer there,
Mm-hmm.
they still need to constantly remind themselves, okay,
Mm.
what exactly did I see that made me
Mm.
want to go on this journey with this person? So kind of a constant reminder
Mm.
about, okay, I saw this, that's why I embarked on this journey.
Mm.
Okay, I was still, so the reason why you chose that person, why you love that person, yeah, you
Mm.
still need to to keep reminding yourself that I know some other things might have come up that you
Mm.
didn't see before, and now
Mm.
you're
Mm.
second guessing. But I think the good things, the positive things you saw, you should still
Mm.
hold on to them.
Mm.
And like I said earlier, being intentional.
Intentional.
So even if,
Mm.
okay, right now, oh, you're not seeing the things or what you liked before, you still need to, take steps to make it how you want it. Oh, like, okay, you just, okay, you're not spending as much time with each other anymore. You're not, then you need to work towards spending time enjoying each other's company. So those things, back then you could probably stay on the phone, on Skype or midnight call back in the days for all through the night talking, but you don't do that anymore. So you also need to try to, cultivate or bring back those things. Try to, start doing those things, enjoying each other's company. Of course, just spending quality time together. I know sometimes kids come into the picture, focus shifts, spouses now tend to focus more on the kids, and the spouse to my feel, okay, I'm not taking the back seat. So I think that's another thing that couples need to work on. Like, okay, yes, you need to take care of the kids, but you still also have your marriage. You need to also attend to your spouse. So try to find a way to balance things. And then, of course, for the young folks, yeah, I know lots of things in today's world. It's just easy to just drive by divorce and whatnot, but I feel lots of people are not, will I say, willing to put in the work into their marriage and making it work. I believe these days people just easily give up. Like, this is no, there's just a rough patch, and they just feel, okay, I'm out. But I feel they should be able to, whatever needs to be done. If you need to go for counseling, if you need to, sit each other down and talk heart to heart. Okay, what's the issue? What can we do? And just talk things out and work on whatever needs to be worked on. So
So, Mr. Um, Adebola, what you're saying in essence, sir, is that marriage actually requires a hard
yeah.
work.
Because if you let just leave things as they are, yeah, before you know it, things will go downhill. So if, okay, there are little cracks, you're not taking care of it, things keep deteriorating. So once you notice, okay, something is not right, yeah, it's best to address it so it doesn't deteriorate to a point where, okay, yeah, like, okay, this whole thing is crumbling before my face. So yeah, so you need to, because you can't just leave it and just assume, it's just going to take care of itself. It's just going to work. You actually still need to put in the work. You need to put in the work, yeah.
Wow. So, I know you've talked to married couples because we want them to stay married, but I still need you to address the young unmarried adults out there. What would be your advice today when they are choosing, trying to pick someone that they want to spend the rest of their life with? What would be your key things that they need to look out for? Even amidst all the butterfly, amidst all the gifts, amidst all their partner trying to overdo things, spending so much time just to prove to that person that, I care so much. What would be your key things that you have to advise them that watch out for this? Don't be blindfolded. These are the things that can help you to have a successful marriage. If you decided to choose that person as your life partner.
Yeah, I think like you said, amidst the butterflies, they should still watch out for, of course, red flags. If they know there are things they can't deal with, they can't handle. Or for instance, you're dating someone and he smokes or what, and you are someone that you can't stand it. So why go into that kind of relationship thinking you can change that person? Yeah, because I see a lot of that these days. Oh, you think, oh yeah, I can change him, I can do this, and then yeah, in there, and he's not changing, he's stuck to his ways. So if you already see some red flags of things you think, oh, I don't think I can take this. I can't. Yeah, I think it's just better to to take a step back. And yeah, and of course, think some God fearing. Yeah, just watch out for. So don't just be all out on the physical and the okay. You should also focus on the spiritual aspect also. Yeah. What else? Yeah, and of course, pray. Just prayerfully make your decisions. Just pray about it. Ask God for guidance, for direction. Because yeah, sometimes this might look like this is it, but if God is telling, oh no, that's not the right person for you, then yeah, you go ahead, you hit a bump down the road. So it's just better, yeah, just ask God for direction.
So what will you say about people that just they don't have relationship with God, but when they want to get married, they try to seek God's face. And they just think, let me seek God's face regarding who to marry. Then after that, boom, I go back to my way. Do you think that type of life, do you think that can sustain a marriage from your experience? Because I know you've been married now for more than a decade. So, do you think that thing can sustain a marriage?
No, because I'm even wondering, if you don't have a relationship with God, how do you actually want to hear from Him? How do you want to? So you not having a relationship with God, yeah, you're most likely just picking what you want. Like you assuming I'm actually hearing, but it's actually you speaking or your flesh speaking. Okay, this is the right person, and you're just gonna edit it. So yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. So, to the viewers at home, we've heard a lot from Mr. Adebola today. He has talked to us about compromising marriage, being intentional, and putting God first. That you need to hear from God. You need to know your why you're going into the marriage, because there'll be times that you feel like, oh, what is going on here? But that your why can help you. And we also have to be intentional. Even when things are going down the drain, you need to be able to call yourself back and up your marriage. Talk it out. Speak from open hearts, to each other. And for the young unmarried adults out there, he has also talked to us about knowing your why and carefully picking the right person by opening your eyes. Don't let the butterfly deceive you. Know what you're going into. These are what the values, the virtues I'm looking for in my spouse. And don't believe that somebody can change. That I will change this person. They have this bad idea. Oh, it's okay. I will change the person. From his own experience, he was able to tell us that it doesn't work that way. And I'm going to leave it to our viewers at home today. Again, this married talk show is to help married couples to stay married and to help young adults out there to know the red flags and to pick rightfully. And I hope our guest today was able to pour out one or even more word of wisdom. But we're going to leave it to you and our viewers at home to decide and to also digest on this edition 10 of today's Married Talk Show. And I hope when we call our guest the next time, he will be able to join us on this show. And thank you so much, sir, for taking out of your busy schedule to pour into people. We didn't take this for granted at all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, sir. God will continue to uphold your home, your marriage, and everything that comes. And we'll be stopping it right here today. But until next time, when I come your way, still your girl, Cecelia. And I wish you a wonderful week ahead. Love you all. Bye for now.